What if I told you that the same steps you take to burn belly fat could also help you raise your testosterone naturally? That the food on your plate, the hours you sleep, and the way you move in the gym all directly shape the hormone that fuels your energy, strength, and drive? Before we get into the details, quick reminder, hit that subscribe button right now if you want more science-backed health content delivered in a way that's easy to understand. You'll be the first to know when I share new tips on hormones, fitness, and nutrition. Now, testosterone often gets portrayed as the muscle hormone. And yes, it's a big player in strength and performance, but it's also vital for fat loss, mental focus, mood, and even long-term health. When levels are low, men often describe feeling like a dimmer switch has been turned down. The energy isn't gone, but it's dialed way back. And here's the fascinating part. One of the strongest predictors of low testosterone is excess body fat, especially around the belly. Fat tissue isn't just passive storage, it's hormonally active, like a little factory in your body. Belly fat, in particular, contains an enzyme called aromatase that converts testosterone into estrogen. So the more fat you carry, the more of your testosterone gets stolen and turned into something else. That's why overweight men often experience a double hit: lower testosterone and higher estrogen. And that combination makes it even harder to burn fat. It's like running uphill with a parachute strapped to your back. So how do you flip the script? Let's dive into the science-backed diet and exercise hacks that not only help burn fat, but also free up your testosterone to do its job. The first key is diet, and let's start with protein. Think of protein as the raw building material your body needs to maintain muscle. Without enough of it, your body breaks down muscle tissue for energy, which lowers metabolism and leaves you weaker. Studies consistently show that men who consume adequate protein while losing weight preserve more muscle and see better hormonal balance. Foods like lean meats, fish, eggs, and even plant-based proteins like beans and lentils should be staples. If you imagine your body as a construction site, protein is the steel and cement. It keeps the structure solid while the fat stores shrink. Now we'll learn about fats, the good kind. Testosterone is made from cholesterol, and your body needs healthy fats to keep that production line running. Diets extremely low in fat can actually cause testosterone levels to crash. Research shows that men on moderate fat diets, especially with sources of monounsaturated and saturated fats, tend to have higher T than those on low-fat diets. Avocados, olive oil, nuts, eggs, and even moderate amounts of red meat provide the right building blocks. It doesn't mean eating greasy fast food will raise your T. It means smart fats give your body the tools it needs. Next, let's talk about carbs. People often fear carbs when trying to burn fat, but here's the catch. Extremely low-carb diets can raise cortisol, the stress hormone, and when cortisol is high for too long, testosterone goes down. The key is balance. Complex carbs like oats, quinoa, and sweet potatoes provide steady fuel and help your body manage stress hormones better. Think of them as the wood that keeps the fire burning evenly, instead of throwing paper on a flame that burns out too fast. Beyond macronutrients, micronutrients matter. Zinc and vitamin D are two of the biggest players for testosterone. Zinc is involved in hormone production, and deficiencies are strongly linked to low T. You'll find it in shellfish, beef, pumpkin seeds, and legumes. Vitamin D acts more like a hormone than a vitamin, and low vitamin D has been tied to low testosterone in multiple studies. The best source is sunlight, but foods like salmon, egg yolks, and fortified dairy can help. Many men, especially in colder climates, benefit from supplementation. Now we'll learn about exercise, because how you move can be just as powerful as what you eat. Not all workouts are equal when it comes to testosterone. Resistance training, especially lifting heavy weights, has been shown to cause short-term spikes in testosterone and, over time, help maintain higher baseline levels. Compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and pull-ups recruit large muscle groups, which signals your body to release more anabolic hormones. Imagine these exercises as the loudspeaker at a concert. They get the whole crowd involved. On the flip side, too much endurance training without recovery can backfire. Marathon-level cardio often raises cortisol and lowers testosterone if overdone. That doesn't mean cardio is bad, it just means balance is key. High-intensity interval training, or HIIT, can be a perfect middle ground. Short bursts of effort followed by rest not only burn fat effectively, but also stimulate testosterone release. Think of HIIT as sprinting with purpose instead of jogging endlessly on a treadmill. Another powerful but overlooked factor is sleep. In fact, one study showed that young men who slept only 5 hours a night for a week had testosterone levels drop by 10 to 15%. That's a massive hit for just a few nights of poor sleep. Sleep is when your body recovers, repairs, and releases hormones. If you're cutting sleep to squeeze in more work or more Netflix, you're also cutting your testosterone. Aim for 7 to 8 hours and protect that time like it's part of your training program. Stress management is another hidden hack. Chronic stress floods your system with cortisol, and as we've mentioned, cortisol and testosterone compete like kids on a seesaw. When one is up, the other is down. Meditation, deep breathing, even just taking breaks from screens can help reset the balance. It's not about living without stress, that's impossible, but about giving your body daily chances to recover from it. Now we'll learn how lifestyle and diet come together. Imagine two men. One lifts weights 3 times a week, eats protein-rich meals with healthy fats, gets his vitamin D, and prioritizes sleep. The other does minimal exercise, snacks on processed carbs, skips breakfast, and burns the candle at both ends with stress and poor sleep. Both want to lose belly fat. The first man not only drops weight, but also raises his testosterone, creating a cycle where fat loss becomes easier. The second man might lose some weight at first, but eventually stalls because his hormones are working against him. This is why so many men struggle with yo-yo diets. They never address the hormone side of fat loss. Before I give you the final tip, don't forget, if you're enjoying this breakdown of diet and exercise hacks, hit subscribe now so you don't miss the next one. Here's that final tip. Consistency beats perfection. You don't need the perfect diet plan or the ultimate workout split. What raises testosterone is stacking small wins over time. Eating whole foods most of the time, moving your body regularly, managing stress, and sleeping well. Each choice is like depositing $1 in your hormone health bank account. $1 doesn't make you rich, but over weeks and months, those deposits add up to a powerful balance. So remember, burning fat and boosting testosterone aren't separate goals. They're deeply connected. When you fuel your body with the right nutrients, train it with the right exercises, and give it time to recover, you're not just changing the way you look, you're transforming the way you feel, think, and live.